that money, 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 money. I don't come to money, 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 money. Do it all for money, 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 money. Let me stack that money, 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 money. Come and get that money, 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 money. I don't come to money, money.
Good evening. Welcome to Plus Money Golf on the Fantasy Sports Corp Network. Show with the pro and the caddy. That'd be Adam and Smitty. My name is Eric. I'm just the host. Chris is here doing the operational shit, making sure the show works and the stream is streaming. We're brought to you this evening by Jazz Sportsbook, Casino, and Racebook, as well as our friends at Underdog Fantasy. Use code Plus Money, all one word, to get a 100% deposit match. Let's greet our actual golf guys, Adam and Smitty. Adam, how are things? How you been? How's the golf game?
Good.
Great shirt. Great shirts. Both of
yeah.
you, by the way, tonight.
Yeah, it's been good. Golf's been good, but now it's cold. It snowed on Saturday, or Sunday, I guess. So yeah, not much going on now. Let's just work, watch a little golf, and hope for warmer weather.
Yep.
I'm playing at TBC next Monday, so we'll see how that goes.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Need big
Feel
things
ready?
there.
Yeah.
He's ready. Smitty, that's a great shirt. It's warming up here. When are you going to teach me how to hit a golf ball? Pretty soon.
Are you talking to me?
Yep.
I guess that's something that I can help you with or whatever. I can't teach myself how to hit a golf ball, but I'm not bad at helping other guys be able to hit golf balls. So
It's sort of like baseball. You get one of those like manager types. They're always guys who teach better than they play. You're saying.
yeah, I think so.
I think you're selling yourself short, Smitty.
I am pretty short too, so
Should we talk about last week, or should we just pretend it didn't happen? Boy, Jordan Spieth, he had that thing won twice. That first playoff hole, the ball was halfway over the hole when it rolled past.
I could not believe that did not go in. I mean, I jumped out of my seat watching that. All the opportunities in the world to win the tournament. I mean, Matt Fitzpatrick obviously did not want to win that. And then all of a sudden he's like, well, I guess if you're going to let me, I'll just throw 1 to 2 feet here and win this.
You just can't keep giving a top 10 player chances in a playoff. Like,
no, you can't do that.
Spieth is such an aggressive putter, and like the last 3 or 4 holes, he just decides he wants to die it in the hole. Like, it makes zero sense.
Yeah, you can't go away from what got you there.
If he firms either two of those putts in the playoff, it's over. And he just like dies it in there, which is, I don't know. I was just like, what the hell? This is ridiculous. Because
character.
You can't. Fitzpatrick grew up at that. I mean, they kept saying like him and his family have been vacationing there since he was like 10. You can't give a guy like that, who's a top 10 world-class player, a chance.
And that's who knows every inch of that damn course. Like,
that third hole, he realized he's playing with house money. He should have lost this thing twice already. He just went for it. Yep. And it worked out.
I thought it was going to hole out, and then it was just game over. Spieth could just walk out.
I thought so too.
Crazy.
I thought so too. That's crazy.
As soon as he hit it, I was watching the shot track, and I was like, that looks like it's right on line with the flag, and it hits and just rolls. And I was like, that's in the hole. Like, it's going to be like the time Zach Johnson holed out on Tiger in a playoff, and Tiger was just like, you can't beat that.
Yeah. You can't even be mad about that.
I mean, I thought I was feeling pretty good. I even texted our group chat, at that one point where it's a pretty good feeling when 2 of your guys that you pick to be outrights, on this show are battling against each other to win this damn thing.
Yeah.
And then Fitzpatrick, kind of just stays steady. No one's talking about him. And then all of a sudden, bang, he's right there at the end. And, Cantley had a little hiccup there, and it ended up going Fitzpatrick's way. But like, there's looking at the leaderboard though. I mean, Sandra Schauffele made a nice little run there to make it interesting. Finishing at 15 under there. And then Thigala, came on strong, ended up bogeying the last hole there, which
Yeah.
would have left him in a a T4 there. But I mean,
He chipped in from the
jeez.
sand on what was that, 16? I don't
Yeah.
remember which hole it was.
For a
Great
while,
shot.
there was 5 or 6 guys that really had a good chance. And
Yeah, it was getting pretty fun to watch.
There was
don't-
some great golf. There was some.
It was.
Spieth made some amazing shots on Sunday.
Sung
You know,
J M
and-
made a charge. Scotty kind of made a charge and then burned out. And then
Yep.
Xander was making a little bit of a charge.
I mean, you got Hayden Buckley, who was right there too. It's like
Yep.
sitting in a T5, but yeah, it was once again a little bit of heartbreak there. It's like this year. I mean, we've been right there. If we haven't picked a winner, been literally runner up. So
Yeah.
like that's frustrating because we're so close to being up 100 units on the season already.
Yeah, like
Instead
three
of
of the last
pretty much
4.
even.
Three of the last 4 events, we have a guy that's right there and loses on the last hole.
Yeah, it's been frustrating.
Xander and Sungjae, I feel like, are almost to the point where they're going to win one of these tournaments. I'm not sure what to do with Spieth now. If he implodes
God.
or if he doubles down and comes back even just that little bit sharper and wins. I'm not sure.
I haven't looked at his schedule to see, but I mean, now what it's is that 10 of the last 12 weeks now, or is it 9 of the last 11 that he's played?
He's played a lot. He's
It's-
not
it's
playing
crazy.
like next week is Mexico, so he's not playing there.
Yeah, so he's got some time here.
Wells Fargo, which is a good event at Quail Hollow. They get a big, huge turnout because it's Quail Hollow. And then you go Byron Nelson, which Spieth will definitely be at that one. It's a McKinney, which is basically his backyard. And then,
That's his next one that he's playing in. Yeah.
and then PGA is right after that. So,
Yep.
So he'll ramp up for
Yeah.
PGA. Scotty never really got it going. I thought he was going to. I was afraid of Scotty on Sunday because I didn't have anything
he
on
looks
it.
drained like the whole
Yeah, you know,
week.
it's funny. Like we talk about Scotty not getting going, and there he is sitting at T11 at 12
Yeah.
under, 5 off the win.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can kind of tell that he's feeling. Yeah, that he's feeling a little bit of fatigue, and that hits guys in different ways. And sometimes it's like a wall that you just need to take a little bit of a breather and come back. And other guys like Spieth, like we'll just power through it and we'll keep playing. So it's different for all these guys. But I feel like out of these guys that have been playing a lot lately, and Scotty being one of them, you could really tell that he was tired.
He looked smoked. I mean,
Mhm.
and then, you had Ricky Fowler also with the top 10 or T15, which 7 top 20s in the last 8 events, which is unbelievable for a guy who couldn't find the course, even if he was in the parking lot.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun seeing Ricky back up there in the top 20 a whole bunch and getting to see him play some good golf and really hit a lot of just shots that we're used to seeing Ricky hit.
Yeah. Even Cooch had a top 20 this week, which
Mhm.
is good too. I mean, him and
Yep.
Ricky have like 2 guys that kind of you almost forgot about, and they both have been playing. Justin Rose too with the top 25.
Ugh,
Oh man,
Those guys
that
have
was
just
the
been
next thing I was
there.
bringing up.
I fell hard into Saturday. I fell into the Justin Rose trap hard. I went back like 2-3 times. I was about to be rich if Justin Rose won that tournament.
I mean, he
And then
he
just
came out hot, man. He was sizzling. It was just crazy. And then he just fizzled out, man. I don't
Yep.
know. That was frustrating, but even as heartbreaking as that was, like looking at
Because
who
he
was
was
at,
scrambling as well as Spieth was on Thursday and Friday.
yeah,
I
but
mean,
see,
I
that's
thought-
something that I felt like he couldn't continue to do. Like he needed
Yeah.
to do what Justin Rose does and hit fairways and hit
Have
greens and
greens, yeah.
regulation and stuff. And you can't keep scrambling a guy like that that's not used to doing that. That's just how Spieth does it. Like
Yeah.
it's
Just a
consistently what he
chaotic
does.
dude.
I mean, I
Right.
thought Hovland after day 1, he was like
Oof.
the leader, and then he just imploded round 2 into round 3, and
But
did
By
nothing.
Sunday, I forgot I bet on Hovland.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Finished his 59 T59.
Yeah, shot a
Wow.
70, shoots a 78. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ugh.
I think the Masters fatigue finally caught him overnight on Thursday.
I mean, John
Poston
Rahm,
missed
though.
the cut,
John
too.
Rahm with
Yeah.
a T15,
Yeah.
11 under. So, I mean, and he was one of those was like, oh, everyone's like, why did you play? You just won the Masters and stuff. He's like, well, I signed up to play, so I want to make sure that people know that that I care and that
Yeah.
I'm coming to play because I said I was going to. Which
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot of stuff like that happens anymore in today's sports world. So, props to him for saying that and actually coming in and treating it like he did because he played really well.
Because
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, he's not playing this week, but he's playing next week because it's Mexico Open, and I think he's defending champion. So yeah,
And
it's
we
going to
even
be
got to see-
interesting.
we
He's
even
going to
got-
have a bye week where he can take a week off of these elevated. So we'll see
Yeah.
which one he skips.
It's true. We
Yeah,
even
he
got to
said
see
people-
John Rahm on the little
TV, yeah.
broadcasting and commentating. That was fun too.
That was
Get to
good.
see-
He's really good at
Yeah.
that.
He is.
I like him. He's a very likable guy. And yeah, I
Yeah.
love what he said. People want to see the Masters champion. They
Mhm.
came out here, they paid their money. At the end of the day, it's golf.
Yep.
He said I didn't want to do the whole New York thing like everyone else does. So he
What
just
did
did-
Shooter McGavin say? For the love of God, people, this is golf. We can play some golf. What's the deal with Rory? Was that sort of a shot at Rory? Availed, hey, I'm here.
Possibly. I think Rory is just really burned out, like hard. And then he starts fighting like one swing thought, either with his irons or his driver, and it's just he needs a week to reset.
I was like
He's not a guy who usually plays 2 or 3 weeks in a row typically.
And Adam, obviously with us talking all the time too, is that like I was a little offended by like the fact that it's like, yeah, I'm just not going to play and I'll pay the $3 million, like whatever. And I know $3 million doesn't matter to him, but like, fuck him for doing that. Like all
It's
of us
out
are
of
sitting
touch.
here like, what are you talking about? It's $3 million.
I think the tour did a horrible job with the way they rushed into the elevated events, and then they had to pick, like basically leave it open for the sponsors to be like, well, tell us if you want to be elevated. And then you have them all jammed together. We had 3 in
Yeah.
California, and then we had 1 and then a major and then another one. And it's like, dude, you got to space these out a little
Yeah.
better.
What the hell are you doing putting one the week after the Masters? And I cut them a little bit of slack because they were hurried with that whole thing, right? And they're just like, we need to make these changes. We need to make them now. And they threw it all together, and props to them for doing that. And the players obviously are happy that they're able to, to make some more money and have bigger purses and stuff. But I think moving forward, if they're smart anyways, which I would like to think they are, they're going to make some of those changes in the future and make sure that they're not all jam-packed with each other, because look what's happening right now. A lot of guys are getting super fatigued and burnt out. And
I wouldn't be surprised if you see more opposite field events to where if, let's say, this week's an elevated event and then we have opposite field being whatever, some tournament that's not like Barbasol or something, where they always have an opposite field event of the major to do something, because they're going to have limited fields next year in the elevated events, whether it's 70 or 90 players. It's not going to be 138 players like they had this week or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't need to have more than 120 guys in the field. It gets too watered down.
I would agree
You're
with
saying
that.
this was the best field they ever had at the RBC.
Yeah, because it's elevated. I mean, you force the top 50 to play, you're going to have to play, but
It is a nice course.
They're
It was a
finally
good
getting
watch.
Yeah, and they're finally gonna. I guess what they're gonna do is the top 50 at the end of the year, then like 20 from the wraparound, and then if you win an event, you're gonna get in. So we're still gonna see between 80 and 90 guys, but it's not gonna be. Maybe there is still a cut. I think there probably will be on some of them, but like Tiger said, the invitational events, which are invitationals, they can invite who they want. Those are going to be 70 player fields with no cut. You can't have no cuts with 90 guys. It would take forever on the Sunday.
Yeah, that'd be brutal.
Yeah. That would be
It'd be good if you're going, but still.
Yeah, but could you imagine the guy who's in 90th, what his score
Yeah.
probably is? Because let's be honest, some of these guys are still very human and they blow
Yeah.
up. So
Yeah.
you want to see a guy shooting an 83 on Sunday.
Yeah. I don't know. They're going to have to tweak it just like the FedEx Cup. They're going to tweak and tweak and tweak till they get it decently right.
Yeah, I think so.
So between now and like mid-June, we have the PGA Championship, the Memorial Canadian Open, and the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
These guys like Sung Jae and Xander, who are the guys we should be thinking about who are going to end up winning one of these?
I mean,
bigger tournaments.
The PGA is going to be at Oak Hill, which they've played there multiple times. It's an old country club, so guys like JT always do well at these old country club PGA venues. Spieth, Scotty, guys like that. But once we get to the U.S. Opens, where it's a little difficult, we're gonna be at LA Country Club in June, so that could be an open pass for anybody, I think.
I like
I'm
those.
trying to look at the U.S. Open right now. I mean,
it's going to be tough because you're going to have to look at, it's California, so you eliminate some guys who just don't play well on that type of grass.
Currently 3 guys under 10-1 to win that thing.
Yeah.
The U.S. Open. Rahm is 8-1, Scotty's 9-1, and Rory's 9-1.
So Rahm is the number 1 golfer in the world now?
Yeah.
And has been since he won the Masters.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did see, was it Sunday, that they said there was over 11,000 people entered in U.S. Open qualifiers this year?
Wow.
Damn.
Think about that. I mean, how much money that generates? So 11,000 people, it's like 150, I think maybe 200 to play, but at 150, that's 1.65 million that they get just in entry fees from your everyday guy that thinks he's going to make it on tour.
It's wild.
Wow. That speaks to the popularity of the game, though, right? Golf is in a good spot if that's the case.
It's just so hard. Like, people don't even understand. I mean, let's say you make it through the local qualifier, then you're in the sectional qualifier. So now you have to pick which sectional. Well, you kind of have to be strategic when you sign up which one you want, because the one that's always like the week before the U.S. Open was always the same, or the Monday after Memorial. So every guy that's playing Memorial that's not pre-qualified for the U.S. Open is playing in that. So you're going to be teeing it up against Ricky, Kuchar, guys like Sam Burns, all these guys that are just studs that have been
I sure as hell won't be.
And it's 36 holes. It's like people don't even understand. I had a buddy that said he played one year in I think it was the local or the sectional, but he played with Rocco Medier in his group. And he said Rocco showed up like 20 minutes before the tee time. He's wearing shorts, smoking a cigar the whole time, and shoots like 59. And he's like, you can't even put that together. He's like, the guy looked like he wasn't even trying. He shot 59. And he's like, it's just a whole different level of golf.
Yeah. These guys in low pressure situations like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't understand
how good they are.
How good professional athletes are at their craft.
Yeah.
And the amount of hours and hardship they go through to get that good.
Like, you watch
how many of the 50 that make it from the web to the tour and don't even make a cut.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole different deal. I had a guy I went to college with, made it from the web, graduated to the tour, and I don't think he made a cut the whole year last year.
It's crazy.
And now the fields are going to be harder to get into with the elevated events, the big money ones. So now you're trying to go to Deere with every other guy.
Yep. Oh, geez. All right. We got 25 minutes. We got one tournament to talk about, but we don't have to spend a whole ton of time on it. It's the Zurich Classic of New Orleans in Avondale. I was a little confused at first. I didn't know Louisiana had a Zurich. No. Smitty suggested we just do outright winners or props for this one. I'll let you guys explain why the Zurich is a little different. But before we do that, let's talk about the course a little bit. TPC Louisiana. Remarkable golf is just the beginning. That's what the website says. Located just 15 miles outside downtown Nolens It offers an award-winning championship golf course that is open to the public to enjoy. I could play there.
Yeah, it's a TPC course.
Love it. When I clicked on the course photos, I immediately saw 2 giant gators. So
Yeah.
we definitely got gators. What other obstacles? There's a bunch of big ass cypress trees. What is this place about, Adam?
I mean, it's another good course, TPC course, so it's going to look very similar to a lot of the TPC courses. You're just in
With
Louisiana.
gators.
Yeah. Looks like
Lots
a lot of
of-
water, lots of dog
bunkers.
legs. Yeah. But it's a team event. So
But it's also guys are going to go super low as you've seen, like in the, you look at the past winners and everything. I mean, it's 25 under plus. So it's very scoreable.
yeah, I mean, give a couple tour guys a chance
Yep.
at alternate shot or whatever. I don't know what they're playing. I was going to try to look and see what the format was. It's the second day's best ball, and the first day's like alternate shot.
Yeah, it's alternating round of, let's see. Alternating round of 4-ball and foursomes. Teams will be getting the 4-ball format in round 1 and utilize it again in round 3.
Alternate shot for
Alternate
round
shot
2 and
for
4.
2 and 4.
Yeah. Ryder
So-
Cup format.
Yeah, it's fun. It's going to be fun to watch. It's just not all that fun to bet on.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, like I'm definitely, we're definitely not the only ones who think that. I mean, there's a lot of guys that I follow on Twitter that are talking about it. It's just they can't wait for this week to be over with because it's just, for one, the odds suck, and
I put it on the books
You got-
and I come up with some good props for us.
yeah, you got the defending champs, coming in, and they were 9-1 last year, Schauffele and
Cantley.
Cantley, and they're 3-1 currently, which is insane for a golf tournament to be 3-1. I mean, but they're like we talked off air before the show, right? They're ranked number 4 and 5 in the world.
Yeah.
So you have 2 guys who are top 5 in the world teaming up with one another to go and play a course. And no offense to some of these guys, but hey, Scott Piercy and Ryan Palmer, move the fuck over. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but
yeah.
Max Homa and Kyle Morikawa named their team Homakawa. So good luck beating that.
I mean, they got a
Noticed
shot.
some of the
They got a
pairings
shot to
were
win.
some of the guys that were playing together I thought were weird, but then I started thinking, like, I wonder if Zach Johnson said, "Hey, I'd like to see you two play together in the formatting, like little Ryder Cup pre-strategy to see, hey, these guys play really good in 4-ball or these guys play really good in alternate shot."
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I was the Ryder Cup captain, if last week's not an elevated event, I would say, hey, I would really like for all you guys to play this week so we can kind of get through some kinks of the formats where the U.S. gets routed in the Ryder Cup, like alternate shot and 4-ball. But yeah, like Taylor Montgomery and Kurt Kitayama are both kind of on that Ryder Cup fringe.
Mhm.
And those two together, let's say they go out there and just scorch the course and alternate shot. Well, that's going to help Zach make 2 of his 6 picks pretty simple.
Yeah.
Well, before we do these picks, here's a message from our good buddies over at Jazz Online Sportsbook Casino and Racebook.
Jazz, Sportsbook, Casino, and Racebook, the world's best resource for all-purpose online wagering. For over 20 years, Jazz has provided the best and quickest payouts in sports and entertainment wagers. Live sports betting, covering all the major sports leagues, and even into the new and exciting world of esports. Down the stretch you'll come, with Jazz's online horse wagering. Get paid when you play with Jazz's fun and exciting online casino games. Go online now and use the promo code TSS for our new members deals. Jazz Sportsbook, Casino, and Racebook, the world's best resource for online wagering.
I love a good race book. So, how do we approach this thing? I mean, first round leader is so tricky. I don't do well with it. I maybe have hit one first round leader. I'm definitely in the red on those because I like to play them. So I'm a little afraid of that.
I
mean,
did
I
hear.
got- Yeah, go
I
ahead.
did
Prop
kind of off
about that.
topic yesterday. Yesterday, I was at a meeting and I heard something about that if I believe it's Kepka and DJ, but he said DJ specifically, if they were to have won the Masters, they could make the Ryder Cup team.
Ooh.
Really?
And
I did
you
not
still have
hear that.
3 majors that are points for that.
Yeah.
And I was just looking because we were talking about guys that are close in the Ryder Cup, and Kepka is 17 right now. If you were to win the US Open, the PGA, both, or the British, I mean, that's going to put him top 5, top 6 on the Ryder Cup points.
Does he do well at the British? He seems like a guy who would.
PGA at Oak Hill and LA Country Club, I think he would be a favorite by
Yeah,
far.
the PGA and US Open, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I just thought
Oh,
that was
wow.
something interesting I'd heard yesterday. I don't really want to say who I heard it from, but it was a very good source high up.
It's a
Interesting.
guy who knows a guy.
He's a guy that's on the committee that helps with the Ryder Cup.
So he's aware of the situation.
Like, yeah. Yeah. So it was
Huh.
interesting. But yeah, I was looking like Kurt Kitayama's 11th in the Ryder Cup points right now. So
Kurt, look at that. Just sort of the tortoise who steadily just accrues points.
yeah, Keegan Bradley is 14. Sahith is 13. So could be some fresh faces. Ricky Fowler 21. So
I mean, yeah, you get a top 5 in an event or whatever on PGA Tour. You're gonna accrue those points, and then you stay in the top 20, and you keep doing well. Like, you're gonna be there in contention for it.
Scotty Scheffler has 17,575 points, and the nearest person is Max Homa with 6,700 points.
Is that good?
He's 11,000 points ahead.
The model of consistency. I'd love to. I want to see Fowler make the Ryder Cup just to see
I do
what he
too.
decides to wear.
That's insane. 3 times the amount of points.
Yeah. I mean, he's won in a 2-year cycle. He's won what, 7 times,
Mhm.
8 times.
Guy just finished 11th, and we're like, "What's wrong with him?"
Finished runner up at the Tour Championship. Or he did.
That's
win
what I'm
the Tour
saying. That's
Championship,
That's how good he is right now, right? It's like, oh man, he didn't look like himself. He looked pretty tired. What did he do this week? Oh, T11. Like,
yeah.
what?
Spieth moved up
Yeah,
from
he really faded on Sunday.
Spieth moved up from 10 to 4 after last week.
He's a dog. Just can't.
Adam, can I
can't win.
ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
What does T mean?
T
Tied for.
tied for.
Oh, so if it's just one, you're just first. If you're T1, you're tied for first.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you trick real golf guys into thinking you're a real golf guy too.
Yeah.
Say stuff like T14. They're like, "Oh, this guy knows his stuff."
Yeah. Phil is actually 22 in the Ryder Cup standings right now.
Wow.
There's a lot of live sprinkled in there if we have a situation. I mean, I think it's early to talk about the Ryder Cup, but if Koepka could the way he played at Augusta, I mean, it's gonna be hard to not pick him to win the next 2 majors.
It makes sense.
Pretty interesting stuff.
Although that whole 4th round of golf thing just didn't bode well for him last week. So I don't know.
Slow play. Did you see the videos where they synced up Happy Gilmore clips with Patrick Cantlay?
Oh, that was fantastic.
And Happy Gilmore actually putted out at the Waterbury before Patrick Cantlay hit his drive, and then the other one I saw was Happy Gilmore actually putted and destroyed the clown at the putt course before Cantlay hit his 4-footer.
Oh man, he reset his feet like 7 times.
Yeah, it's
Did you-
unbelievable.
Did you see there was a tweet out there about how Cantlay finally figured out how to increase his pace of play, and then they showed him hitting the hole in one.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Oh,
Give him a cart. They have groupings where they take Xander and Cantlay out of it. I see. If you scroll way down,
Orchel and Sam Burns were runner up last year.
yeah,
You know, yeah, I know. I saw that. Like, and if we want to talk about just the tournament lines in general, right? You know, for winners and everything, Just I thought that Burns and Horschel was interesting at plus 1400, just
Yeah.
because they were runner up last year and they're definitely talented enough to win this thing.
Yeah.
Without any question.
Hmm.
You know,
Sam Burns did play excellent in match play. Is this kind
Yeah.
of the same deal? The same
Yeah, I mean,
kind
it's-
of atmosphere?
It's 4 balls, so they're playing best of the 2. So I like it because you get a guy like, let's say, Taylor Montgomery and Kurt Kitayama, or Sahith and Justin Sue. We know
Like-
Justin Sue makes a ton of birdies, and Sahith is pretty steady. So
yeah, I like that
Justin
grouping
Sue
too.
can just unleash. And if he makes 8 birdies, but he has 4 doubles, who cares? Sahith's going to par those holes. You know, that's like Si Woo and Tom Kim. Those guys make a ton of birdies in a round.
Yeah, I had those guys click too. I had Sa and Thagala, and then I had isn't there some interesting story with Sanjay M and Keith Mitchell?
Oh,
partnering
yeah.
up?
Yeah, Sung J M like wrote a note and put it in Keith's locker that said, "Would you like to be my partner at Zurich? Check yes or no." And
Yeah,
then-
like the whole check yes
Keith-
or no thing.
and Keith like put on there duh and then checked yes. And so Sung J M was like all pumped because they were getting to play together because I guess maybe they're buddies or something. So
Yeah. You could also bet on Arnold Palmer's grandson, Sam Saunders.
Yeah.
And Eric Cole.
Eric Cole makes a lot of birdies. Saunders
does.
is pretty steady. He doesn't ever take it deep, but he's a pretty safe player.
When we were talking earlier today about looking at guys who can make birdies, right? And then I was looking down the line and I saw that Eric Cole is with Sam Saunders. I was like, well, Eric Cole's a birdie guy, right? So
Yeah. I liked the guys
I thought that was interesting.
for the alternate shot rounds that just hit laser bombs like JJ Spawn hits it super straight and just rips it.
Mm-hmm.
And Hayden Buckley is his partner, who's a pretty good wedge player.
And he's been playing well.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's guys on this list that, teams that can win for sure. It's just really shitty to look at the top and see plus 300.
I wish they would have put like
Yeah.
their colleges by him so you could see like, oh, maybe these guys were college teammates
why they're
and they
playing
feed off
together?
each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool too, because it's a lot to have to.
Because
go for the
if I'm
line.
not wrong, I think this is an event like you could pick a guy that's on the web. So like if you were a tour player and you were of certain status, you could pick a web guy to be your partner. Because I don't know.
Just because he went to your alma mater.
Yeah, because it's a tour event, but because he has a card, even though it's a
Mhm.
web card, he could still play. Like, I don't know who this Alex Fitzpatrick that Matt Fitzpatrick's playing with.
That's his brother, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is it? And
Yeah.
he's on the web, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, coming off a win, playing with your brother, that seems like good mojo. But you
Yeah.
could also break out into a fight in a sand trap on hole 6.
It's true. But I think they're, from what I've seen and what I know about that, is like they're super tight, and like,
His brother's a
Um,
gamer.
and Matt's brother is like his biggest fan too. So I think that's going to end up being a pretty good pairing there. Eric, one of your favorites, like wire to wire plus 650. It's not terrible. And
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to take Cantlay and Xander.
yeah,
Yeah.
because if they're going to shoot 30 under, there's a strong chance that
You're going to get him
they're
better
on
at
wire to wire.
wire to wire than you are off the get-go.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's.
You just wonder if some of Xander's bad play, like some of his tee shots that go wayward, is going to really tank the round. Because
Or-
Cantlay's not a real let's play from the trees kind of guy.
Yeah.
No.
Or here's another one for you guys. Xander and Cantlay to lead after round 1 and win. So you don't even have to go wire to wire, and that's plus 1,200.
Yeah.
Ooh, there it is. That's the one I like.
So that gives them a little bit of a hiccup at some point throughout the weekend in rounds 2 and 3, right? To where
Yeah.
another team might come out just firing one of those days and take the lead from them, but
Yeah,
they still end up winning.
that's a rough way to lose the wire to wire. I had Scotty bogey free on Sunday, and he had 1.
Ugh.
Son of a bitch. I was afraid to take Spieth because he likes to have 3 bogeys and then an eagle and 2 birdies.
Yeah, hey, I'm going to bogey 4, but I'm going to have 9 birdies.
Yeah.
But he only had 1. They
Yeah.
both only had 1 on Sunday. I like that lead and then win. I think I'm also going to take Horschel and Burns.
Yeah, I
I
think
like
that's,
what Burns
that's
did in
solid.
match play.
I also saw another one on here on
Thanks.
DK with tournament winning margin. At 4 strokes or more was plus 250. 3 strokes exactly was plus 550. But I mean, I like the 4 strokes or more because I feel like somebody could really run away with this thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if it gets a little out of hand, it becomes we're all just having fun here, and maybe.
Well, and wasn't
maybe
it? Was
more.
it 3 strokes last year?
I
Is
think
that what it
so.
was? I think it was. Let me just look here.
I'm just gonna check the weather. Looks like 76 and perfect, except Friday, chance of rain.
Nice. Boy, weather
We
really
just get
fucked the
1 week
Masters.
without rain.
Man, the Masters is usually so beautiful.
No.
Birds, trees, so forth.
It was only
was
2 strokes
gross.
last year, but I think that they are that heavy of favorites. Where if they win, they're gonna run away with it.
Yeah, it's hard to look. I mean, I was looking at Thorbjorn Olsen and Nikolai Hogart. I think they play like Ryder Cup together, or they have before. 3,500.
Mm.
I don't know.
Interesting matchups, tournament matchups. Sunjay M, Keith Mitchell against Siwoo and Tom Kim. Siwoo and Tom Kim are plus 105. Even minus 130 when you're looking at matchups and everything, minus 130 is not horrible juice to have to take on. But I mean, I actually kind of like Siwoo and Tom Kim in that one.
Yeah, I like backing guys who are psyched to be playing together for sure.
Yeah. Which, I mean,
But-
you're picking your partner, so
Yeah, true.
it'd probably make it more interesting if they didn't let him pick. They're just like, if you're like 1 through 50, then you get 51 through 100. Like, make it some
Mhm.
weird pairing.
However it falls. Yeah.
My favorite matchup on DK that is a favorite is Sa and Thagala minus 130 against Bo Hostler and Wyndham Clark. I feel like those two young guys
Yeah.
are going to feed off each other, and knowing how Thagala is, right? When good things happen, he's crazy. So there could be some fireworks there to get them really, really pumping through some things there. But it's gonna be a good weekend of golf to watch. It's just, yeah, it's not the gamblers' weekend,
Yeah.
So got
Maybe
that.
some live betting, like hole by hole or something.
Some hole by hole bets with alternate shot.
That's could be interesting.
Yeah,
They
that's where the real degenerates come out, baby.
why won't they let me bet the next hole? They make me wait 2 holes. Like if my guy's on hole 3, they won't let me bet 4. I have to bet like 5 or even 6.
Because that's
Are
how
we
they
that
get you.
much behind?
They need to adjust the odds.
That's how they get you, man.
And if guys birdied 4 holes in a row, you don't want to, it's like, oh, well.
You get great odds, even, like the matchups, who's going to win whichever hole. You still get plus 175 on the favorite usually, but I parlay them together, and that's what gets me.
Hole in one's plus 150 for a yes this weekend, but I'm pretty sure all the par 3s are 200 yards or more. I looked at it briefly here. Let me see. I have
Most of your holes in ones are like 180-ish, aren't they? 170s.
Yeah, they're not 200 or more. So let's see. We got 221, 207, 216, 215. Yeah, I mean, it's probably not the greatest. I mean, Adam, you might have a little bit more insight on just hole in ones and par 3s, but I feel like when you really stretch them out over 200 yards, get towards 215, that's pretty tough.
Yeah,
that's
a
big
tough.
ask.
That's tough distance. It's really hard for anybody to get that close. I mean,
Yeah,
unless you're a downwind or it's a downhill, but we're in New Orleans, so I can't imagine much elevation change.
No, I don't think there is any. Looking at that, there's 0 elevation change.
But 200
Actually,
yards,
it's the lowest elevation. Yeah, so
these guys are hitting 6 irons, 7 irons. It's going to be tough to get it close.
yeah,
It is a TBC, so you usually have like bold greens or tiered greens. I mean, even at John Deere, when you get the longer par threes, we see quite a few. So
And the greens are pretty small, comparatively speaking, to the PGA Tour. I mean, they're close to being top 10 smallest. So you have that with a lot of bunkers, third most bunkers on tour.
yeah,
You're working with that thing there, but
All right, we got to get out of here in a minute. What are our favorite bets? I like the lead, the first day lead, and then the win for Cantlay and Xander.
yeah,
Plus
round one
1,200.
and win with Cantlay and Xander plus 1,200. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like let's see, I like Burns and Horschel at plus 1,400.
Yep.
yeah. I got like Sue and Sahith, Montgomery Kurt, Siwoo and Tom Kim, Spawn and Buckley, and then Chad Ramey and Trainer. They were at 18,000 to 1. And I was like,
Ooh.
well, that just seems like a good kind of like Chad Ramey's really good off the tee.
That's a real why
I
not.
don't know much about
situation.
Trainer, but that one just popped out to me, which hasn't worked for me on strategy lately. But
It has worked in the past. So
when I saw the pick, somebody sent me a snapshot of the bets yesterday and said the odds were terrible. And I said, well, I think the guys at 2,000 to 2,800 look like pretty solid if you're not going to pick Xander and Cantlay. But we don't know which Xander's going to show up. The Xander that shoots 64 or the Xander that can't find the golf course with his driver.
exactly. All right. Thank you, people, for listening. Thank you, Adam and Smitty, for all your hard work. We do appreciate it. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. You're already here. It's easy to do. You can find Adam at AC Miller PGA. Smitty is at C Smith with an F8. I'm at PSR Host Guy. We got a Facebook group, a TikTok page, all kinds of stuff. Best of luck with all your bets this weekend. We'll see you right back here next Tuesday for more plus money opportunities. Adam, say something cool that golfers say.
It's not called gambling if you know you're going to win.
Entertaining.
Yeah, he is. Adam's getting good at it.
Yep.
What's that?
I said you're starting to loosen up.
Oh, yeah. I didn't take any edibles tonight. So,
Damn it.
had too much work to do.
Now with a full season in,
Yeah.
you guys are like more comfortable. It's more entertaining. It's easier conversation. It's good stuff.
Do we have any
Could be the
viewers on
best
Rumble
golf
tonight
show
or
ever.
what?
Yeah. You are on the front page of the sports on Rumble. You were the very top podcast going.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So you could say things are getting pretty serious.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. There it is.
I think consistency is key in getting favored over there. And Chris is pounding away over here with that's what I believe is happening.
Yeah, I've been streaming some, but like when I go on with Will, we get like 100,000, 130,000. So we'll get there.
That's fucked up.
A lot longer, huh?
That's fucked up. It's crazy.
Did
It's
you
so
see,
many people.
It's
Chris-
so many fucking chats. It's hard.
Smitty, did you see that the dudes on Ode Band and Dunes and Sam Valley
yeah.
are building 6 golf courses in Colorado?
In Colorado, yeah.
They're building a 6-course resort. I
gonna be
read the
sick.
article and the dude was like, he was going to Breckenridge with his wife and he drove by the property and he was like, that place is unbelievable. And he like,
I meant
tracked
to
down
bring
who
that
owned
up
it.
on the
I
show.
did too. I had it pulled up
Forgot
and I
about it.
forgot.
Fuck.
And he said that he couldn't quit looking out the window. He was just like so mesmerized. It's like 85-foot tall sand dunes and like crazy shit. They're gonna build like a super another high end resort like Sand Valley.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
You can't even get a tee time at Sand Valley till next year
Wow.
at 400 a round.
Hey, I gotta jump out, guys. Have a good evening. I'll
All right,
talk to
dude.
you.
We'll see
Yeah,
you.
see you later.
Later.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's gonna be sick though.
Yeah, it will be cool.
The same guy that did Bandon and I think Mammoth is doing that one. It's David
they're-
Gray Kid course,
Yeah.
the first one.
Yeah, they're saying like Colorado's now going to be just this big golf destination place because of these 6 courses.
Yeah, was it 45 minutes north of Denver or something?
That's pretty legit. Yeah, did it say what city it was in?
Yeah, it was like a weird city. I mean, look. It was like I'd never heard of this city. I was gonna ask
I mean, I used to live out there, so let me see.
it's in Rogan, Colorado, an hour northeast of Denver. Purchased it from the Sirvi family, who's the largest producer of rodeos. 2,000 plus acres is what they bought.
I don't even.
I would imagine that's one of those 10,000 acre ranches at the foothills type of place.
Yeah,
It's called
probably.
Rodeo Dunes is what it's going to be called.
That's sick.
Because the rodeo people, they wanted to like, it's been like a working cattle ranch forever, and they want to keep like kind of the same thing.
I'm
So
trying
we're
to see.
probably
where
going to
it
see
is.
like a Gil Hance there. We're probably going to see a Core Crenshaw. Everybody.
So it's like, okay, so it's in a direction that I never went when I lived out there, because why the fuck would you go out that way? It's like, it's basically halfway in between Denver and Fort Morgan,
Let's see.
which there's like nothing out that way, because really I mean, you're talking about, I bet you I've driven through kind of that area, whatever,
76.
driving through, on I-76. I bet you I've driven through there. Like it's all just farmland out that way.
Yeah, that's the way you come if you drive like from here and you drive to Colorado.
Yeah, if you drive through Nebraska.
And every time I drive by there, I'm like, dude, this is like a sick place that would be cool for a golf course, because it's like just in the middle of nowhere, and there's like just a big, huge, it's right off the highway. Fuck, stole my idea.
Yeah, bastards.
Yeah, I've driven through there like several times. That's the way you go if you drive from here to Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, I've driven from Colorado to Wisconsin.
And I always think like this would be a sick place to put a golf course.
Yeah, usually by the time I'm getting through there, when I was coming back from Wisconsin to Colorado, I was like, oh my God, get me fucking through this place.
Fuck. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I don't know how much. I mean, they don't really say how much they bought it for or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's going to be cool.
It will be. All right, well, I got to get out of here. I got to go to bed. I'm fucking tired.
Too much work.
I don't know. My kids haven't been sleeping very well lately, and I get like this much room in my bed. Like last night, both my daughters were in bed with us.
Oh, you let your kids get in your bed?
I mean, I don't let them. I wake up. They're like stealth mode, man. They've like perfected it, where they come in and they just get out. They come from the foot of our bed and hop in and lay down and fall asleep. And by the time you wake up and you look over and you see them, you're like, how the hell did you get in here? And you're not about to wake their asses up at that point.
My kids are pretty good. They stay in their own bed from 7:30 till 6:30, 7 in the morning.
How old are your kids again?
5 and 9.
5 and 9. Okay. So yeah, mine are 7, 5, and 3. So that's interesting.
Yeah, my kids have always been good sleepers. They get that from me. When people always say, oh, my baby kept me up all night, me and my wife just don't say anything, because we're like, oh, we never had that problem. Like our kids slept through the night since the day they were born.
My kids sleep, but they're weird when they sleep. I guess that's what they get that from their mom, where they're not ever fully awake when they come in by us. They're like sleepwalking. So
Yeah.
you just let them lay back down and they go back to sleep. But they're in bed anytime from like my youngest, my 3-year-old's probably in bed by 6:30 every night.
Yeah.
And then my other two it's 7:00 at the latest. They're cash, and then they're up at 5:30 every morning.
Fuck.
But fuck, man, they're sleeping 10 hours. Like you can't be pissed at them, but we can't. We've tried to get them to stay up later, and they still get up at 5:30, and then they're assholes.
Oh,
So we're like,
yeah.
fuck that.
Our kids are sleep. Oh, dude, we're still on live.
Oh shit.
I just clicked on YouTube. We're still on there if you want to talk about the golf course.
No, I'm good. That's funny. Should probably tell. All right. Well, I'm gonna go.
All right, dude. We'll see ya.
See ya.
Check it out and see what it was
That's
on
funny.
what we talked about on there.
Yeah.
All right. See you later.